This will define everything for the New York Yankees as we have a new superstar in New York. And with this, there are going to be some tough decisions that Aaron Boone is going to have to make, and Yankee fans are already worried about this, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys are part of that 70% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe. We're on that grind right now. You guys do not want to miss out on all the great New York Yankees content we're coming out with every single day. But all that being said, let's jump into the video because the New York Yankees have found themselves in a very interesting spot. As we all know, the Yankees lost Juan Soto in free agency, and now Ben Rice has taken over, looking much better than Juan Soto this season, looking much better than basically anyone playing in the MLB this season, as Ben Rice has figured it out and is now the new star in New York. He's broken out after a rough rookie season that saw him show a lot of potential, but was just not there yet. He got stronger, he got bigger, his contact got better, and now Ben Rice is showing up and showing out for the New York Yankees, and this is way better than we ever could have expected. We knew Ben Rice could be a player who would have an impact on the Yankees, but none of us saw this coming. Now he has been so darn good to where everything that Ben Rice is doing has Yankee fans jumping out of their seats. He's truly becoming a star. He's wearing that number 22, and Yankee fans are saying, you better not have gotten rid of that number 22 jersey that Soto wore, because we have the better left-handed number 22 now in Ben Rice. Rice is putting up phenomenal numbers on the season so far with 60 at-bats at this point. He's got a .8 WAR, mind you. He's DHing, so he doesn't get any WAR benefits from being out in the field, but his DH numbers, his offensive numbers have been absolutely insane. Look, he's got a batting average of .317 right now, 5 home runs thus far, which is some of the most in the league. It's not the most, but it's up there. On top of that, he has a slugging percentage of .650, an OPS of 1.064, an OPS plus of 203. He has been absolutely phenomenal for the New York Yankees, and a lot of fans are really wondering where they're going to go with this. Can Ben Rice keep it up? But as of right now, he's shown no signs of slowing down or coming back to earth, and now Yankee fans are starting to realize that this might just be who Ben Rice is. He might just be one of the best players on the New York Yankees, having an insane power bat, also now hitting for contact as well, truly showing that the future is bright for the New York Yankees in regards to Ben Rice. Now, all of that being said, Yankee fans are sort of wondering what the future will hold as we look right now at Ben Rice, at the OPS. Judge is in first, obviously, because, well, he's Aaron Judge. He's insane. Below him, you do see Ben Rice at 7. You see some other great names in there as well, including the guy who Juan Soto said is not the best hitter in baseball, and Pete Alonso, who's now playing really well, but Juan Soto's like, nah, it's easier when you got the best hitter in baseball behind you, which is still funny. But where things stand right now, we're seeing Ben Rice in a list with great company. He is in a great company right there, so you gotta love to see, or you gotta love seeing what Ben Rice has been able to do at the plate for the New York Yankees. And look, he's probably not going to be the DH forever because he can play first base, he can catch. The Yankees might want to try to see if he could do other positions as well. But right now, he is not going anywhere at the DH spot, and that has some Yankee fans kind of wondering about the future because all the numbers show that Ben Rice is one of the best hitters in the MLB right now. However, there is another guy who's been the Yankees DH for a long time now, and that is Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton, for the past couple of seasons, has been DHing for the Yankees. There was a bit where he did play the outfield for the Yankees, but then did end up moving to kind of outfield / DH, and now is a full-time DH with the Yankees. It's hard to imagine the Yankees ever sticking Giancarlo Stanton back into the outfield, even though he's openly said that he would like to play the outfield still and that he likes not being a DH. However, where things stand right now, what we're seeing is Giancarlo Stanton maybe not at risk of losing his spot, but kind of at risk of losing his spot because you can't bench Ben Rice. You cannot do that. A young guy who's hitting like the way that Ben Rice is hitting the ball, you cannot bench that guy. You can't take him out because if you do, you're messing with his head. He's like, oh, well, I played as good as humanly possible and I'm still getting benched. What's with this? It's going to mess with him. It's going to upset him. It might mess with his head. He might start hitting worse when he does play. The New York Yankees cannot bench Ben Rice. That would be an absolute malpractice by Aaron Boone. And at this point, it's pretty clear that they're just not going to do that because that would be absolutely absurd to do. So it does make you wonder what is going to happen with Giancarlo Stanton. Where is he going to to go? What is he going to do? Is he going to play a position on defense? Probably not. That makes things tough. So that leaves one other option. If Giancarlo Stanton's not going to be playing a defensive position, sounds like Ben Rice is going to have to. Now, Yankee fans have already started to talk about, well, they could experiment with putting him at third base and see if Ben Rice can handle it. He could catch, so he's got the arm to play third base. It's a matter of, does he have the fielding ability? And that is the question. Look, could you try it? Yeah. Am I open to the Yankees trying it? Absolutely. But that at the same time, again, to take a guy who's hitting the ball the way Ben Rice is hitting the ball, to take a guy who's putting up these stats, and to then say, all right, try a completely new position that you haven't ever played before. Let's see how that works. That could mess with him. We saw that happen with Gleyber Torres. We saw him be a second baseman, make 2 straight All-Star appearances, get moved to shortstop, struggle, and then never find his way back. Do you really want to risk doing the same thing? And maybe you do, and that's fine. I'm not saying that they can't do that or that that's a bad idea. But it's a risk. It's definitely a risk. So the New York Yankees have to be meticulous with what's going to happen. Do you move Ben Rice to first base? Do you bench Paul Goldschmidt, who's playing pretty well? You don't have a ton of realistic options, or really good options, I should say. And look, is this a champagne problem? 100%. This is a good problem to have. Oh no, we have too many guys who are good at hitting the baseball. What are we going to do? But you have this position overlap right now, and you do need to figure out a solution to this before things start to get weird, and you don't want to mess with a good thing that's working with Ben Rice right now, but Giancarlo Stanton has been great as well. However, he's not putting up these. I mean, this looks like Aaron Judge numbers. This looks like insert MLB superstar hitter numbers, because that's what Ben Rice has been this season. He's been a superstar at the plate. You can't bench him, and you're not going to. But how much do you really want to change a role of a second-year player who's putting up these numbers? It makes it tough. It definitely does. So it's going to be tough for the Yankees to see. Now, Stanton last season as the DH had a .233 batting average with 97 hits, 27 home runs, 72 RBIs, and 49 runs scored in the 114 games that he played. On top of that, he won his first ALCS MVP in the playoffs when he put up a .273 batting average with 15 hits, 7 home runs, 16 RBIs, and 9 runs scored in the 14 games that he played. He also had an OPS of 1.048, slugging percentage over 700 at 709. Numbers out of this world great. We saw solid numbers from him in the regular season, but these numbers right here are not as good as these numbers right here. So it makes you think, okay, well, clearly you want playoff Stanton in every sense of the word, but do you put him at DH? Do you have him not play every day? The Yankees are going to have to figure this out. And look, I do think there is one thing that could happen. Injuries that could kind of start to figure things out. Whether it's Paul Goldschmidt, Austin Wells, Ben Rice, Giancarlo Stanton. If one of them goes down with an injury, and I'm not saying I want this to happen, I don't at all want anyone to get hurt, but it does sort of solve your problem for a bit. However, in the long run, you know it's going to happen. We all know it's going to have to happen. Ben Rice is going to take Giancarlo Stanton's spot in the long run, or he's going to get moved to a position like first base, which is also very likely that they just move him to first base after this 1 year of Paul Goldschmidt. But it all depends. Look, we know Stanton's got a few years left in him, that he's going to be able to hit the ball with power. It's just a matter of what are you going to do with Ben Rice in the process. What do you guys want to do? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.